Let's be honest, Horizon 5 is a great game, but it's not perfect. For instance, the first thing you do when you enter the game after watching the intro sequences is being dropped right beside La Gran Caldera. So naturally my instinct is, of course, jumping in the volcano. And to my big disappointment, you just can't. It resets you back to the dirt road. Come on, Playground Games. Like, really? Make my car be on fire or something, doesn't matter. Just let me jump in the damn thing. But anyway, this doesn't bother me too much. Actually, I just found out that it does. I've traveled through time through all 4 seasons. I've met the volcano, I know who it is. And after extensive research, I saw with my own eyes that you cannot find the volcano active in not a single season in this game. This is ridiculous. Yeah, but the next one really gets under my nails. And after that, the list goes on to the number 1 thing that I'm sure you also hate. Number 7. So you move on from wanting your car burned and finally get to the festival. When you arrive, they force you to make a choice between 3 vehicles. Of course, after hopping on the Supra, you go to your garage and find out that the 3 rides were yours all along. It's like those times when you're trick-or-treating and they just give you a bucket full of candy. You're just like, well thanks, but I just wanted a handful. And you head down to your first race. It's a relatively medium to long circuit and you probably win the race. Well, I certainly don't because I usually choose the hardest difficulty for the drive avatars. I finished last and I got this much XP. So I say, okay, let me hop on the Supra and go to the second race. Once I get there, it's a fairly short circuit and I race my best on it. That guarantees me a finish among the first and that provides me with, what? Just this much XP? What is this? So yeah, Horizon 5 has the same problem Horizon 4 had, which is giving you XP based not on your performance, but based on how much time you spent on the racetrack. And that, for me, is just game breaking. You have no motivation at all to finish among the top positions. Do you agree with me, or do you like it this way? Let me know. Number 6 is a straight up bug that they just simply won't fix. So I've just finished all the first activities, and I can see that playing on a controller is pretty good in this game. But I want to try the real deal. I want to try my wheel. So I plug it in, after playing for a couple minutes, I stop the car, and this starts happening. The wheel just starts turning on its own. It's like it's possessed or something. It's really funny, but... Number 5 is the small map. Even though they claim that this map is even bigger than Horizon 4's, after playing this game quite a bit, I still feel like it's smaller. Have you felt this too? I don't know if it's because of the highways or because I just play without the minimap, but it just feels tiny in comparison. I really thought there were gonna be lots and lots of roads up north on the other side of the volcano, but there's nothing there. Number 4. Now after you've gotten used to the Horizon 5's slightly different physics, you start to pull off some tricks. I certainly tried, so I start to rewind all the way back and hit watch replay. When I get there, I'm disappointed, because you only have the same camera angle options as in Horizon 4. And to make matters worse, they're not even that good. Look at that tilted angle, ew. Why can't we have a free camera? I just want to be able to control the camera outside the car, or maybe leave it fixed in a position. Come on, it's not that hard to make. But then you say, why don't you just use the camera glitch? And I do. I start rolling the replay and then click on the camera. But when it finally opens up and I position the angle, the trick is already halfway done and I don't even have the sound. This is a big franchise for doing tricks, and that's one of the reasons I fell in love with Horizon. But by barely being able to do that just makes the experience a lot worse. To make matters worse, you've likely experienced number 3 a lot of times. So you finally finish all the activities the game forces you to do before giving you the full experience. And then you're free to roam through the map. While you're doing 250 down the road, you find yourself a big, juicy ramp. And you just want to do it. So you turn the steering wheel, get on the ramp, and fly. But in that same instant, you just, wait a minute, I'm not hearing that sound effect that lets you know that a game is measuring your distance. So you scramble to look at the HUD and you see nothing. It is not counting. At this point, I mean, I was gonna get mad, but you just lose will to try. You just lose will to play the game. Now, has this ever happened to you? Come on, it has to have happened a lot of times. It happened with me all the time in Horizon 4 and I hated it. And in Horizon 5, they just couldn't fix it. Number 2 is a big one for me. Whenever I want to play with the wheel in any game, I just go ahead and set up the button layout. While I'm doing that, I always tend to choose the same buttons for the same functions. For instance, I love setting up my mechanical handbrake to press this button on my G27. But when I say, hey, hey, Horizon 5, this is my setup. The game accepts it, saves it, applies it, but then when I actually try to hit a big drift and pull the handbrake, it just simply doesn't work. I'm scrambling, why isn't this working? I go ahead and try to check, it doesn't lock up the rear wheels. And then I try pausing and the pause button is in another place. Just drives me mad, man. Simply had to work. And they just couldn't bother themselves to fix it. And lastly, but not leastly, the good old AI. I am sure that you have experienced this before at some point. Oh my gosh, the number of times that the free roam AI has hit my car while I was doing big fat drift, banking perfectly, wall riding, beautiful, and then out of nowhere the AI just comes crashing on me and it just ruins the whole drift. It ruins the experience. You know, you're there, you find a beautiful location and you stop your car to appreciate the attention to detail they've put in this game. Bam! In your car, you know, they just crashes into you. It is absolutely maddening. And okay, I have to acknowledge that the AI has gotten just a little bit better in avoiding your car, but in most situations, they just can't. That is the list of things Horizon 5 just got wrong. Now, what I want to know is if you agree with me that Horizon 5 got these things right. Let me know. Did I forget something? Do you know of other things that Horizon 5 just couldn't get right? If enough people comment, there's gonna be part 2 for sure. Definitely let me know.